Hello boys and girls, welcome to Mrs. Bandu's Math Movies. This is my algebra classes lesson 4-4, solving multi-step inequalities. We want to solve multi-step inequalities with variables on one side and also multi-step inequalities with variables on both sides. So we'll be employing the same properties that we have in the previous few sections. This time just simply having multiple steps to deal with. So if we want to solve 5 plus 4b is less than 21, the first thing I want to do is isolate my variable. So I'm going to subtract 5 from each side. And that's going to leave me with 4b here on the left hand side is less than 16 on the right hand side. Then I'll divide each side by 4, so b is less than 4. Okay, so here again I'm going to check by computation, just substituting in the number that I got in for b. So 5 plus 4 times 4, which is 16, so 5 plus 16 is 21, that part checks. Check the direction of the inequality, substitute 3 for b. So I can substitute any number that's less than 4 for b. Since we're going with the sheet here, we'll just use the 3 that it asks us to do. Alright, so 5 plus 4 times 3. 4 times 3 is 12 plus 5 is 17. 17 is less than 21, so that checks. Okay, here is some quick check questions to go with this example, but we do have a couple of more examples that I'm going to continue with. Again, use your discretion. If you want to stop and do that one now, fine, pause and do it, or come back to and do all of them at the end. Okay, here in this example number 2, we will be using the distributive property. We want to solve 3x plus 4 times the quantity 6 minus x is less than 2. So first off, I need to distribute. So I'm still going to have 3x, then 4 times 6 is 24, so plus 24, minus 4 times x is 4x, is less than 2. When I combine, 3x minus 4x is negative x. So negative x plus 24 is less than 2. And I want to isolate the negative x, so I'm going to subtract 24 from each side. And negative x is less than negative 22. Divide each side by negative 1 and reverse the inequality symbol. Because again, back to if I multiply or divide by a negative value, I have to reverse the inequality symbol. So that's done right there. So x is greater than 22. Okay. Again, you could go through the process and check if you'd like. I'm not going to talk through it this time, but certainly you can do that if you'd like to, and probably should for practice on your own. If you get stuck on that, make a note to yourself and say, Mrs. Bandu, let's review that in class, and I certainly can do that with you. Okay. Multi-step inequalities. So we want to solve 5 times the quantity, negative 3 plus d, is less than 3 times the quantity, 3d minus 2. So, again, I'm going to have to distribute. So 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. 5 times d is 5d, so that gives me negative 15 plus 5d is less than 3 times 3d is 9d minus 3 times 2, which is 6. Okay, so here, now we want to get our variables all on one side of the equation. So let's subtract 9d from each side of the equation. And it's a personal preference. This is one way to do it. You don't have to do it any particular way, but it's kind of up to you. Okay? So, when I simplify then, I have negative 15 plus 5d, I put a negative sign there and I should not have, I apologize. Because that's taken care of by the minus sign here. So let me go back to this again. When you subtract 9d from each side, you're going to have negative 15 plus 5d minus 9d is less than or equal to 9d minus 6 minus 9d. Okay, so sorry about that confusion there. Here we go. So negative 15 plus 5d minus 9d, which gives me 4d. Now this gives you negative 4d, so you can just put minus 4d, because that's plus negative 4d. Simplify that to minus 4d by definition of subtraction. 9d minus 9d cancels out and leaves us with negative 6. Okay, we want to add 15 to each side now so that we will eventually get the d term isolated. So add 15. And negative 6 plus 15 is positive 9. Divide each side by negative 4, and when I do that, I must reverse the inequality. So d is greater than or equal to negative 9/4. You can leave it like that, or you can turn it into the mixed number negative 2 and 1/4. Okay? Alright, so there we go. Hopefully, again, you can check this like you had done the previous ones. I'm not going to go through that check with you at this time. Certainly, if you have questions about that or anything else in this section, please bring them to class. Complete the quick checks, and I'll see you soon. Bye.